Welcome, Patriots, to another Unmasked. Here to unmask the truth, trying to make make sense of all the news that we get and all the stuff going on throughout America. We're given a lot of information, a lot of conflicting information. So, by no means do I think I know the truth. I'm just here trying to figure out the truth, hoping to get some good conversation. And when I say, as I say that, I always forget to say this at the beginning of the video. Please subscribe, like, comment. The more that, the more subs, likes, and comments, and the more watch time I get, the more likely it is that I'll come up in the searches. So I can try to spread the word as much as I can. Do my job as a patriot to try to stop this socialist coup. I think there are a lot of people that didn't vote last time, a lot of people that are centrist in the middle, and they need to be able to get all the information. So let's try to do what we can to spread the truth and make this red wave real. Show them that there is a silent majority, and we're tired of the socialism and the movement towards totalitarian, it seems like. So the whole time they've been after Trump, and the media hates him, the politicians hates him. So I think that's who we have to ride with now, and he seems to be exposing a lot. This particular video right here is about his recent executive order that he did, and he made 4 executive orders that pertains to the pharmaceuticals, and one I think was he's lowering the prices of insulin and the EpiPen, which is a great thing, something that I think all Americans can celebrate. I can't imagine too many people being mad, but just wait. That's why we're here. And I know one of the orders is he's going to let people start buying from Canada. And some other things. I know he spent a lot of time in the speech, which if you haven't watched, go back and watch. He spent a lot of time talking about the middleman not being able to rack up the profits that they are and have been. So a lot of these businesses are going without in the country, are going without these middlemen, whatever, that we've had in the past, and it's become a more direct to consumer, which is cutting cost, and probably can happen in the pharmaceuticals. But as this is something, like I said, it seems like all of us would be celebrating, but there's dumbasses out here, these dumbass progressives, these dumbass elitists, and it seems like I got 2 elitists right here. I'm going to go ahead and pull them up. I found this on Twitter. Somebody shared this or retweeted it. And, I really was shocked at first, but I shouldn't have been shocked. Here, I'm going to have to move my head out of the way here so we can read this. Get that a little shorter. All right. And I come along this highlight, and this is Yahoo Finance. You guys know Yahoo. So Yahoo puts a quote on here by Dr. Michelle, who is she's with Biotech. She's the one doing the interview, or getting interviewed. I'm sorry. Trump signs an executive order to lower drug prices. It's frankly dumbfounding that in the midst of this concerted effort to find a vaccine and treat COVID-19, the administration would try to really cripple those efforts. Well, maybe you shouldn't have been crippling us all these years. I'm going to go ahead and play this. So let me start this.
What are the big pharma companies' reaction to these executive orders today?
Yeah, well, thank you for the question. At the Biotechnology Innovation Organization, we represent over 1,000 companies that range, most of which are very, very small biotechnology companies, all the way up to our larger companies. And all of these companies, regardless of their size, have trained all of their energies into fighting the pandemic we face right now. They are trained at finding a vaccine, at finding treatments that will help the American public get back to normal. And it's frankly dumbfounding that in the midst of this concerted effort, the administration would pivot and try to really cripple those efforts by hurting the investment that's needed to make sure that those therapies actually make it to patients.
Dr. McMurray.
So, it seems to me like they're just focused on vaccines anyways. If they were worried about treatment, they would have just they would have never condemned hydroxychloroquine, which is now proven that it works, and it works significantly, and it has all over the world, and it has since the beginning of this. And where was Biotech and all these people, talking about that? But they're concerned about them making something so they can profit off of.
Angela here. It seems like some of these themes are ones that the administration has brought up before, and some of them are repeats of maybe pilot programs or discussions that have already been had. So does this come as really a big surprise?
Well,
Yahoo here, this lady from Yahoo Finance, I mean, she's pissed off that the American people actually aren't getting ripped off anymore. And of course, Dr. Michelle is pissed off because this is a pay cut. You are getting a pay cut. Time to stop getting all the profit off all the medicine.
You raise a really interesting question with the issue of repeat. This is a tired refrain. We know that these approaches don't work. There is a reason that the United States has over half of all of the efforts trained at fighting COVID today. All of those research programs around the world, we've tracked all of them. There's 660 underway.
And what have you done except for, telling us not to take the medication that we already have, that's available already, that works? You haven't done nothing. You haven't promoted healthy living. A lot of the people under 75 years old, under 65 years old that's died, they're not living a healthy life. Well, and the ones that died in motorcycle accidents and suicides and all the other COVIDs or deaths has been counted as COVID.
Trying to fight the virus, over half of those are in the U.S. It's because our ecosystem is trained at stimulating and bringing innovation to the market, and that is sorely needed. It's needed more now than ever.
Well, what you're going to have to do, since all these other countries pay way less than us, start charging them a little more, because you're not making all the profit off our backs anymore. Time to start charging other countries. Everybody wants to live off of the American labor. Time's coming to an end. That time is coming to an end.
A quick question on the meeting that's scheduled for Tuesday. Any insights on what will happen there? But then also looking at broadly, like you're mentioning, there has been so much focus on the benefits of having such a robust pharmaceutical industry.
The benefits of robbing the American people. Like, this lady at Yahoo is really mad, or has a valid point that we shouldn't lower the price of insulin and EpiPen. I guarantee this fool was complaining about it when they try to make it a big, huge thing, blaming Trump for it before.
Is that
Blame
in
Trump.
danger right now with all these executive orders?
It most certainly is. I mean, the president's own Council of Economic Advisors has said that this will sharply decrease the number of new medicines that make it to patients. And it's ironic that the president is now opening his doors after.
We have medicines already on the market that's working. And all that these people care about is profit, making money. They don't care about anything else. They don't care about if this vaccine is going to work. They already know that a lot of these countries are going to probably force this vaccine on. They're going to make a fortune. But hate to tell these two idiots, I'm not taking any vaccine. So, a lot of Americans are not taking some rushed through vaccine when we know it takes time to develop, and we want to know how it affects people. You're not going to know in a couple months. Save that vaccine for somebody else.
after the executive order to companies to speak to him on Tuesday, when on Monday and Wednesday, the administration is going to showcase 2 leading vaccine candidates. They're going to be there for the launching of phase 3 clinical trials, which is the final step before these vaccines can make it to patients. And they're going to bookend their conversation about crippling our industry with visits to the successes that we are on the threshold
I'm going to have to take a pay cut.
And Dr. I'm just curious to get your thoughts, because some people have said, and some from the industry have talked about the fact that if we do in fact lower the prices of some of these drugs, it could potentially lead to shortages. Is this something that these pharma giants are?
So it's going to lead to shortages. Well, let me tell you how capitalism works, honey. You work at Yahoo Finance, so I'm sure you don't work. But when there are shortages, you ramp up production. And that's what will happen in the great country of America. We will ramp up production, stop letting the Chinese make our shit, bring that back here. It's time to start making medicine here. And that's jobs. Yahoo Finance, that's jobs for Americans. Let's get it done. Let's get it done.
Are preparing for? Is this in the conversation at all?
Well, I think right now we're really trying to deal with understanding the realities of what has come down the pike, making sure that we do everything we can to make it clear the impact this will have.
The impact on my paycheck. You are getting a pay cut. Look how pissed she is. She is getting a pay cut.
And trying to mitigate that, trying to have conversations and work with both sides of the aisles to find solutions that really work for patients. What we are really interested in is trying to virtually eliminate what an individual patient has to pay for their medicines, because we know that
to this.
People say they want patients to have skin in the game, but we really feel that illness is more than enough skin in the game, and patients really need their insurance to cover them.
They need the insurance to cover it. No, we need lower drug prices, especially after Obamacare. You know, one of the big things that we were having a problem with before they started this Obamacare is that the medications were costing too much for people. Had nothing to do with the insurance cost. Yes, insurance cost was high, but putting the government in charge of all the insurance sure didn't help that. Our premiums went up, our coverage went up. You know, people went from paying very little for these drugs to paying a fortune because the insurance didn't cover it. Well, maybe you should have been standing up against Obamacare, Dr. Michelle, but here you are hating against Trump because you are getting a pay cut.
In times of need. So that is the goal that we are working for with passion, and we will not stop until we reach it. But in the meantime, we have to make sure that our innovation ecosystem stays robust so that we're not faced with a pandemic without end, so that we're able to get back to work.
All right, Dr. Michelle McMurray Heath, Bio President and CEO, thanks for joining us.
Yahoo Finance and Yahoo Dr. Michelle, Biotech. I think she might be the CEO. I'm not for sure. Correct me if I'm wrong. I want to read some of the comments here. Xavier here. It seems like he is just making it more affordable. What am I missing here? I don't know, Xavier. What are we missing here? Bob Barnard. Disagree. This has been a long time coming, but liberal-controlled Yahoo found a way to criticize something good. Imagine that. Imagine that. Fake news. How does making insulin affordable affect COVID-19 vaccines? Good damn question, Mr. John Gable. I don't think these two dumbasses are going to be able to answer that. Yahoo Finance. In 2018, Bio spent $9.87 million on lobbying the government of the United States. I wonder which crook politicians got that money. I know a couple of them that did. I know Cory Booker made out. And here, this is a liberal. Old Anus Terribilis. Yeah, that's a real cute name. That is an absurd take. Trump is a monster and has done so much harm to this country over the last 4 years. So much harm. But credit where credit is due. Look at this dumbass. This is a great decision. Even this dumbass understands that this was a good thing for the American people. And yet Yahoo finance, and the biotech crook is crying, which I'm glad to see the biotech crook crying. That industry has crippled Americans' ability to survive for decades. They have plenty of money. They will be fine. I don't like the president that much, but it seems still trying to learn more about it to actually be a good thing he is doing. Another lefty saying it's a good thing. And we know this is a lefty. Look at this picture. Zemphus. We know that's got to be a lefty. Yes, making medication more affordable for the American people is really going to dampen the progress on getting a working COVID-19 vaccine and cause more harm than good. Right. That's sarcasm. So even this lefty can sarcasm every now and again. Signation literally is drug dealers upset they're losing profits and money on lower prices. Yeah, true. They want to make drugs affordable. TF she talking about? I don't know, R. Surprise, the biotech CEO is mad. Yeah, no shit. Why would you do an interview with this person anyways, man? Like the American people are going to buy this. Just doing these interviews gotta at least get them off Biden's bandwagon. I get my drugs from Israel, way cheaper and better. I don't know about all the Israel stuff. Maybe it is, maybe it ain't. I don't know nothing about that. Bullcrap lies all bundled up in a word salad soup ball. That definitely sounds like a liberal. Do I think that Trump will actually go through with this and turn it into a formative policy? No way. Yeah, imagine Scooter McNuggets here. We found one dumbass there with Yahoo pissed off. What does the cost of an EpiPen have to do with finding a COVID vaccine? Who the hell knows, Angie? And no, an EpiPen should not cost Americans $700. No, they should not. And no, the insurance shouldn't have to pay $700 either. Legislation, everybody wants to always blame the insurance companies. Always. Well, let's open up the states, open up the market, and insurance will go back to being affordable again. Legislation reducing costs of drugs for millions of Americans cripples the efforts to find a COVID vaccine. These are in quotes. Really? What is dumbfounding is the immoral depth your ilk will descend to in order to destroy this president, the nation he is so desperately trying to save. Now, that's definitely a red-pilled person there. Trump lowers prescription drug prices. Democrats and liberal media. How dare he? What a bigot, orange man bad. That's exactly right. It's the same bullshit. He could literally cure cancer, and the liberals will be pissed off because the pharmaceuticals won't be making enough money. We don't give a shit about the pharmaceuticals making that much money anymore. It's time for them to raise the prices on the other countries, make some profit off them, and stop screwing us over. We've been sold and bought. And it's time to start making these medications here. Stop getting that shit from China. Time to cut it out. But I think it's hilarious that these two idiots, the Yahoo Finance and the crook from Biotech, really have the gall to go on here and criticize this decision. They just help red pill more and more people, and they don't even realize it. I'm going to finish it right there. Give me a sub, like, comment. Help this red wave. Help me get this content out to as many people as possible. Share it on your social media. Please help us out. And I'll see you next time.